Welcome to your website category video for the 2022-2023 contest season of Tennessee History Day. My name is Nikki Ward and I am the state coordinator of Tennessee History Day. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about what the website category will look like this year. So this is kind of detailed information about submissions, resources for you, things to remember as you are creating your project. This is not a in-depth view of the specific category rules. So if you're looking for that, we do have videos linked pretty much everywhere on the website, on our Padlet pages, all kinds of videos for you if you are looking for information about the rules of the website category. Tennessee History Day is hosted by the Tennessee Historical Society. We are a nonprofit membership organization in Nashville, Tennessee. And we do all kinds of stuff that promotes the interest in and preservation of Tennessee history. So we do publication of the Tennessee Historical Quarterly, all kinds of public programming, host the Tennessee Encyclopedia of History and Culture online, as well as all the artifacts and items that are housed in the State Museum and TSLA, as well as the coordination of Tennessee History Day. So if you are interested in joining, we do have a special educator rate. Just send me an email and let me know. Looking at the website category itself, who should compete in this category? Students that have technical skills, students that really enjoy working with websites, working with computer programs that want to display their information digitally. Students who have a strong grasp of language, being able to express their historical argument through words online, as well as students that are organized and able to take their argument, take their resources, and place those in a way that makes sense to the viewer on their website. Rules changes for this year. This is probably the last year I will mention these changes because these are the same changes we've had for the last couple years since the new rule book was introduced. But I just wanted to remind you one last time. We are using NHD Webs Central. So that is the website editor you have to use if you are planning to compete in Tennessee History Day. So if you are doing just a school contest, you can use whatever platform you want. But if you're planning to come to a contest hosted regionally and hoping to be able to come to state, you need to be using NHD Website Central from the get-go. And that is where you build that website. Homepage requirements now, in addition to the other requirements, you have to have the total length of multimedia, as well as the total number of all visible student composed words. It needs to be on that homepage. Website media time limit. The website may contain multimedia clips that total no more than 3 minutes. So collective total is 3 minutes tops. Time limit includes both audio and video clips. You cannot use external hyperlinks. Do not link to anything outside of your website. You need to go in and remove the hyperlink from all URLs listed in on-screen credits. The only external link you can use is if you need to direct somebody to be able to download Flash or QuickTime for something to view on your website. So that's the only hyperlink you can have. And your required written materials, you must have your annotated bibliography and process paper as a PDF on your website. Do not pop them in there as a Google Doc or a Microsoft document. It has to be a PDF. And remember, you do not upload this to ZFairs. So I'll talk about this a little bit later. This is the only way judges will be able to interact with that annotated bibliography and process paper. So make sure it is there. Again, you have to use NHD Web Central. If you had an account last year, you can use the same username and password this year. If you have forgotten, they have a prompt online. There's also a link to the revised instructions from last year. We've not received the updated ones for this contest season. When those are made available, I will place them on our website, tennesseehistory.org. I'll also place them in the Padlet pages, and I'll also probably put them in the newsletter educator. So if you are not receiving that newsletter, let me know. But it will be placed pretty much everywhere for you to be able to use as you are making your website. Another thing that they created last year is a playlist of videos that kind of walk you through how to do things in NHD Web Central. So if you just search for NHD on YouTube, you can find their account, and then they will have an entire playlist for NHD Web Central So if you just want to watch a video that talks about using blocks or adding and linking additional pages, all that kind of good stuff, that can be found on their YouTube page. They also have a book, How to Create a Historical Website. It's available on their shop on nhd.org. You can check that out. We also have all kinds of resources for you too. Not necessarily specific to website, all of them, but they are specific to this year, the theme, and making sure you are following all the rules and things that are required of a History Day project. All of those are available there for you. There's also a contest information page that if you are looking for kind of a one-stop shop of deadlines and category videos, this is where this video will live, as well as a link to be able to register for our office hours. That is there. I'll talk about office hours a little later. So, looking at submission of your entry, it's going to be, as far as I know, the same as last year. You're just going to take that website key that you get from NHD Web Central and you will pop it into your registration. Make sure you save it, that blue button at the bottom, and then that will be the submission of your entry. You can still tinker with it on up until that registration deadline, but your website will lock at the registration deadline. So make sure it is put in there before that so that I can jump in there the next day and make sure everything looks good to go for your contest. Mentioned earlier the Padlet pages that we have one for both students and educators, and they have all kinds of things there for you. Looking at dates this year, if you are in the northeast part of Tennessee, your district contest registration will open October 3rd and it will close October 28th. The contest for both is November 18th, 2022. And those will be in person at either Tusculum University or Lincoln Memorial University. And then for the regional contest, the registration deadline opens December 1st, and the educator deadline is January 17th. That is before the student deadline so that you can go in there and get yours done because the students can't finish theirs until educators finish theirs. So um, make sure you get in there before you start directing kids to register. Otherwise, they will send you a lot of panicked emails because they cannot find you. So just make sure it's done by January 17th. I'll be hosting office hours for you this year on select Mondays throughout the contest season. They will begin at 4 p.m. Central and last for about an hour and a half. I will be available during that time for you to just pop in, ask me any questions you might have, and then you can head out. I will not be presenting any information or material in these sessions. I will most likely be doing some History Day work and just waiting for people to visit as questions arise. So you register for this once, and the link stays the same. So if you decide to register for the October 24th session, and again in December you decide you have another question for me, do not register again. Just use the link from your October registration and join me and ask your question. If you have a question that is better served by an email, just send me an email at historyday@tennesseehistory.org. I'm happy to help you out. I also may direct you to your regional coordinator. They might be able to answer that question better than me. So be aware that they are also a wonderful resource for you as you are navigating the contest season this year. We look forward to seeing everybody in person this year, and so excited to see the work that everyone does. So happy History Day, you guys.